Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cube. Today, got Channel in the pack one, pick one. This is probably the most outstanding card to me. Other good cards in this cube, or excuse me, in this pack, probably just the Fatal Push. Blue cards are okay. Tameo and Time Warp are both fine if I'm picking up at fourth, fifth pick, but not really pack one, pick one material. Channel is great. It means that we can force a green Elf Ball Rafello style deck, pick up some Eldrazi. A card like Emrakul is almost definitely going to wheel, and we could see if we can build like a really strong green X ramp deck. What are we looking to wheel here? Probably the Sprawl. We could be interested in wheeling this Thicket, so we could splash white, the Woodland. Wheeling either of these creatures would be like whatever, but Emrakul would also be fantastic as the payoff, like I said. No green cards here. Okay, so let's think about something else that we could do with this channel. We could use blue-green to try to set up our combo. We could play not sneak attack, show and tell as well to go with it. We could do red for sneak attack, so we could be Gruul. Do you like the idea of Gruul a little bit better? It's really only sneak in red. Just trying to think. It's really only sneak in red, and it's really only show and tell in blue. These are both mediocre support cards, so it's like, do I want a removal spell or a brainstorm? I'm gonna take the removal spell because we might not have perfect accesses to fetches. We could also take this fetch instead, because these are off colors I'm considering playing, but I'm not sure yet. I think I'm just going to take the Chain Lightning as the discipline pick here. Even take Flame Slash. Chain Lightning's fine. All right, we got another blue card. We got a green card. We got Dark Depths. Interesting. So if we want to stay the green, we could take Dark Depths or take Crop Rotation, try to wield Dark Depths, because Dark Depths is not a card that's very easy to play in your deck. There's only a few things that really combo with it. We'd have to think about that. Or we could take Ponder, like we were thinking about taking Brainstorm to support the combo. Let's take Crop Rot. Elder Gargaroth, that's a cool one. That's just a castable card in our Elf Ball deck if we want to do that. I think we do want that to be our main thing. I think we want to do Ramp. And it could end up being like a Gruul more aggro kind of ramp. Woodfall Prime is very unfair. It's hard to cast with Channel because of the triple green. So this is much more of a sneak attack or a reanimate target. If we do want red as our second color, which we're kind of deciding on right now, we could take this Chandra. This Chandra is not great, but it's okay. Shelldock Isle is another unfair way to cast our fatties. Kind of makes me wish I took those blue cards before. I think Chandra's replaceable. There's going to be plenty of 4-drops like in our colors if we end up being Gruul. So I'm going to take the Shelldock in case I do want to be Simic cheating stuff. I forgot about this in addition to show and tell. This is another good way in blue to do what we're trying to do here. We take Jewel as a channel payoff. Not the best channel payoff ever, but it's there. Sidecat Club, the card. We can take the Taiga. Taiga might be the disciplined thing to take here. Would allow us to really easily be Gruul or even Teamer. Stomping Ground, we don't have to take that because we just took Taiga. Bloodstained Mire would be a lot stronger. So let's go ahead and take that. All right, we got Pest Infestation in our main color. We got Legion Extruder in our potential splash color. We don't have any blue cards either. It's the white cards that are coming around. So is this the inevitable pivot into red-white aggro? Oh, the classic. I don't think I want to take a white card here. I don't think these are really strong enough. I'll take Pest Infestation as a sideboard card. We're playing BO3. Okay, Woodland came around. Emrakul did not. Emrakul did not come around. What does that mean if Emrakul didn't come around? Because like the only it's only good with like show and tell sneak attack channel. It's not good with reanimator strategy. So it means someone else is in this strategy. We could just take the Copperline Gorge to keep it simple. Woodland is also pretty strong. Woodland would be great if we got Dark Depths to come around and Crop Rotation as well. What's cool about Woodland and Dark Depths, it's not like a common combo in a constructed format, but if Woodland copies Dark Depths, it's going to copy it with 0 counters on it, I believe, and you get an instant Merit Lage, though I haven't actually done it on Arena. It's just something that I heard someone talking about as a possibility. Okay, Dark Depths did come around. That's awesome. So if we copy this with Shifting Woodland, that last paragraph will trigger when Dark Depths. really shifting Woodland has no ice counters on it, sacrificing Merit Lage, it will copy with 0 counters. Which is why you can't copy a Planeswalker with shifting Woodland if you've ever tried to. I've seen some arena gamers do it before, it's funny. Okay. Take the Shelldock Isle out. We're gonna move into like rule lands, which is a really cool archetype that I like playing. We could maybe take this Spara's headquarters if we do want to splash a color. White is quite open though. I don't think Swift Spear goes in our rule land stack. Oh, don't really need these white cards. I mean, like, maybe we pivot in the right white aggro, although we got Dark Depths shifting Woodland. This is fun. We're making an easy video, right? We don't have to play red white aggro every time. We got Mox Ruby, off color Mox. Actually, on color Mox is going to be Gruul. Yeah, this is probably fun. Croxus is nice colorless interaction, especially with like crop rotation to tutor it up, but I'm not going to take it over a Mox. Ice Till Explorer is also sweet. This is the specific card I would like to wheel in this pack, because I'm going to be looking to pick up more and more land stuff. Alright, you pick 2, we just get an elf. It's pretty good. Lotus Cobra is okay if we do end up with a lot of land stuff. Night Reliquary is also really sweet. Maybe we could end up being green-white lands if white is actually that open. I mean, how attached are we to red? We got the Taiga, the Mire. I mean, it's pretty free to play red, and we got good removal. Let's still stick with green. Maybe if we just get past so many white cards and so many white fixings, we'll be green-white instead, or maybe even Naya. And this is pretty sweet in this sort of a deck. Springheart and N2 goes pretty good too. GTA is a very messed up card though. Maybe I just want to play it. It's very messed up. This will tutor an elemental or an elf out of my deck. It's hard to set this up to be good, unfortunately. Yeah. Hopefully I can wheel this chariot. I'm going to take the Jite. It's most generically good. Because I'm still like might just pivot off of lands and into more aggro. We'll see. Oh, we got Minsk and Boo. It's aggro time. Oh, yeah. Screw the land strategy. We're going to turn them sideways. But we could always have, like, the backdoor lands. Like, running these cards is, like, a pretty low cost, honestly. Though if we really only have this one way to flip our Dark Depths, then I might just take this out of the deck. We'll think about it. Alright, lots of good rule cards with a little bit of ramping. I've been very, very impressed with this Ouroboros card in the cube. It's one of those 4-drops that I feel like you just win when you slam it. It's a new mythic. I haven't seen it played in constructed, probably because I don't play standard, but like if this thing hits play, it just scales ridiculously quickly, almost like Minsk and Boo. It also benefits from a wide board. I think I'm going to take it. We have a lot of cards to wheel here. We can wheel the Dragon, the Nissa, the Krufix, Ignoble, Thornspire. Yeah, there's so much stuff in our colors. Alright, Vaultborn Tyrant, a bit too unfair. Like, we might actually, like, stop playing Channel, believe it or not, as wild as that is. So we can take the Once, or we can take the Caryatid. Probably Once Upon a Time is a bit better. Also helps us if we're combo a bit. Urza Saga is a good card, of course, but I don't think it necessarily goes in our Gruul deck. We don't have a... Well, we have a Mox Ruby to get off of it. Is Urza Saga really that good? That I just get it no matter what? Maybe. But I'd rather have Caryatid. I think I'd rather have the consistent ramp over a disappearing land. Also could have taken Once Upon a Time. There are 3 cards. All 3 cards were in consideration for us. Regrowth I don't think is good enough. We'll take the Spyro here. Yeah, we're very just like committed to just normal Gruul at this point. I think the combo gets taken out, and I think Channel is probably going to get taken out as well. But if we end up with like a bunch of cards that have 3+ generic pips in them, then I can play the Channel just as a medium ramp spell, rather than something super, super, super unfair. Like Robert here, straightforward. Oh, Ice Tail Wield. That's pretty sweet. I want to pick up another few fetch lands in the last few packs, and I would also love to pick up Natty Strip, which is fantastic in aggro decks. Okay, another wheel, the Lotus Cobra, that's pretty good. We said this would also be okay for a land strategy, but we're moving away from combo lands and more into just Gruul with some landfall in it. Alright, and the Chariot Wield. Fantastic. This is just a fantastic, just mid-range card in green. Maybe a mediocre 2-drop. I like never end up playing this card, honestly. And we wield the Verge. Are we gonna Verge or Iggy? Noble might be better, just as one more mana dork that perfectly fixes our colors. Right, that's a Vaultborn that probably goes in our sideboard. I feel like maybe we could play it. If we got like a Raphellos, another like super ramp card, I would take it. Alright, I'm gonna get red and 6. We have probably enough non-land playables. Actually, we have quite a few sitting in the sideboard. I mean, we could play a card like this. I do need to pick up some fetch lands to make red and 6 actually very good. If we don't take red and 6, we could just take like Ronus, Detective Phoenix, Noble Hierarch. These are all good cards. We'll take red and 6 and try to pick whatever fetches I see here. We'll get one. We got one that doesn't fetch our land. Unlucky. Natural Order. There we go. That slots into the deck, and that lets us play Vaultborn Tyrant. Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty happy to pick this one up. We got here. Oh, we got Wasteland for red and 6. Fantastic. Wow, lots of good cards in this pack. Tinker, obviously not our thing, but it's a good card. This is a good channel payoff. Overlord, Red Overlord is just like a really good mid-range threat. I mean, really good is an exaggeration, but it is kind of what our deck would want for the top end if we didn't have the Vaultborn Tyrant. Atrax is also a really good natural order target, and we could consider it just for that. But I'd rather have something that we can hardcast, because there's a lot of those things in Gruul. Again, a wealth of choices here. Hieroglyph and Nissa are some of the best mid-range cards, but removal is very good, and Inti's a really nice aggro slant kind of card. I think I do want the removal spell because we just have these two here, and green doesn't really get removal in this cube, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Lightning Bolt as removal. That's also reach. I'm hoping to wheel the Nissa or the Pyroglyph. They're kind of expensive cards, so hopefully we can wheel this Nissa. And I didn't even mention the elves. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Honestly, I would take this pack to complete our deck. I would take these 5 cards, and I would say, yep, we have a good deck. Alright, Rumble. It's pretty good. Rumble's probably what we want. It helps us like fill our graveyard and find our wasteland, which is great. Terra Sunder, we don't have the black for that splash. Grisev's a 2-drop, but we have a couple 2-drops in this pile over here. Unfortunately, I think Channel's got to go, boys. It makes me sad. Say that as we see a Titan, but nah, I'm not going to let myself get tempted. Karn is also something to channel out, but it's just so mid. Is either Karn or Kavu in this pack? They're both like kind of mid, if I'm going to be honest with you, in terms of options. The Kavu is only ever going to be so big. We have enough 4s, though, that I don't think we need the Karn. So I'll probably play the Kavu as just like a 2-2 looter. Commercial District is great. It's what we want to see. 6 would be really good for the deck, too, but I do want like another fetchable. We didn't get another fetch. I might have gotten distracted by some of the early picks that were very good for our deck, but they're better than fetches. We did get the Wasteland, so can't argue with that. It's a lot better than a fetch in a lot of ways. Oh my god, a gift. We got a Windswept Teep here. That's awesome. In the last possible pick, we got another on-color fetch. That's fantastic. Kumano would have been like an okay card for this deck otherwise. Cool, and we did wheel a lot of the cards we wanted to wheel here. I might take the Fanatic just for a bit more consistent ramping from 2 to 4, because we do have quite a few 4s that we would like to hit. We also want our green creatures for Natural Order here. And then Galvanic Discharge, okay, this can be like the 23rd playable in our deck, not the end of the world. I'm also thinking we might just be able to play the Shifting Woodland just for value. Copy something in late game. Boiler Bilges, that came around, that's pretty good. Maybe we have too many 4s. Maybe, because this is really more of a 4 with the impending ability. But we have quite a few rampers. We got 1, 2, 2.5, 4.5 mana dorks. Sorry, 5.5. So, quite a few. Or no, I think I counted Ronus twice. Whatever. We did wield the Nissa. That's great. So actually, maybe the Boiler Bill just doesn't make it at this point. We'll have to take a look at the deck in the deck builder in a second. We're going to get our last few picks. That's not playable. White actually ended up being not that open. We didn't get past any like white bangers. I was pretty happy being in Gruul. We're going to get our last pick here in a second. It's the End Stone. Theoretically a card you could channel out. And I think channel is kind of throwing. Like, we just don't have enough colorless pips in this deck right now. Alright, not too difficult with the cuts here. We're going to play Mox Ruby in the slot of a mountain. We're going to cut the Discharge and bring it in against very creature-heavy decks, and we're going to also cut the Nia, because I just think that this is the worst of our creatures if we don't have a consistent way to get that blue mana, blue and white mana. to flip it. Other than that, I think we have a pretty decent Gruul midrange deck, and let's have fun turning some creatures sideways. All right, we're going to be on the draw for match 1. This is an okay hand. It's not exceptionally good, but we have a removal spell, and then we also have a way to filter cards in our hand. So I'm going to be pretty happy to keep this. Since my opponent is not doing anything, I can answer at sorcery speed. We can go ahead and grab our Surveil land. I'm very happy that we were able to pick up this Heath and the Surveil land pretty late in the draft. All right, Robber the Rich, sure, we can answer that with removal pretty cleanly. We do get to take a card here. Hopefully not a good one. It was just mana. Look at it. Hey, wait, that's my Surveil! Hey, wait, give it back. Okay, sure. Alright, whatever. I don't get the Surveil here. I guess we'll just fetch to thin our library a tiny bit. We'll get our dual land into play. That was funny. Alright, and here we can just Chain Lightning this pretty cleanly. Next turn we'll Spyro if nothing else happens, or we'll just removal spell and then follow up with Minsk or an Ouroboros. I really do think that this card is sweet. Maybe it's just me not running enough removal problem, but I feel like if I see my opponent play this, I win. I drafted a BO1 deck when the cube first launched with this, and it just won games for me like crazy. All right, Monastery Mentor, yeah, you got it. As long as they don't have a 0, then we're fine. Yeah, they didn't have anything. And we have Ice Tail plus Fetch, so we'll actually play that before Minsk can do, I'm pretty sure, so just that we can get like the Greavy train going and make infinite land drops. Ice Tail is like so messed up and limited. You can like quite literally empty your land of empty your deck of fetchable lands. Assuming that they don't have a removal spell for it, which they often don't, it's limited. Alright, so we're gonna see a triggered Steel Cutter here, and a Bombardment, nothing crazy. Alright, there's a Mumble. So we could do something like Mumble plus Spyro, but let's go ahead and just play our Ice Tail. We'll make one more land drop, and then next turn we'll have access to a lot of mana. Cool, and we got a mountain, and we can play from our graveyard next turn too. It's awesome. Spellbinder, sure, so they get to tax one of my things. Not the end of the world. Right, they take Minsk and Boo, that makes sense. This card's an absolute beating. And Monstrous Rage, sure. Why not? Right, we do get a block here. If they want to like trade their whole board for this Ice Tail, I'm pretty cool with it. Otherwise, I'm just chilling. Are they actually going to trade their whole board? They're thinking about it. I would not do that if I were them. They have a lot of power and toughness in play. I'm only at 10, and I'm going to keep fetching. Okay, they did not. So I get to fetch here. Keep milling some more lands, that's fine. We can play 2 lands from our graveyard. So I can play Ouroboros here, and actually we can go really wide on the board and just put a bunch of counters on everything. I think that's probably our quickest line to victory. Just have Spyro discard these 2 cards. And then next turn we'll play Minsk and Boo, hopefully kill him. And that's a nice Mox Ruby. So our board goes pretty big, pretty quick. Yeah, this card's crazy, like I was saying. Right, and then we can go ahead and attack with the Ice Tail. My opponent's just gonna hit me for 3 and pass. Brennan 6 is pretty sweet. Minsc and Boo maybe is a kill here. At least play Minsc and Boo here. See what happens. It might get like Reprieved or Mana Tithe. That might be what they have here. We will be getting Solituded instead, so they'll be taking out my Ouroboros, which is fair. Okay, then ping with Goblin Bombardment. Miss trigger, but not the end of the world. Make our Boo. They can ping the Boo here with their 2-2 or their 3-1, but honestly I would be okay with that outcome. I'm gonna go ahead and kill their Spellbinder, I think. Let's go to combat first. Swing with a bunch of stuff. Do we want to prevent ourselves from dying randomly? Yes, we do. I'll keep the Spyro back just so that he could block this monk. I don't want to die to something exceedingly random. I know they're going to have to like draw a card that draws a card and then something to trigger like their Steel Cutter and Prowess to kill me, but it's possible. We got this game locked down. We don't need to throw it away. And I can play this Heath, why not? I'm not going to crack it to avoid taking the damage. Oh, it's a Wasteland. Neat. Maybe I shouldn't show them that because we're winning. Actually, they saw it no matter what. Hit my graveyard. We get to do the honors. Never mind, we don't get to do the honors. So against red white aggro, we're gonna want our extra removal spell that we have, and cut might be like this dorky 2/2 that has to attack in order to do something, or maybe it's gonna be Robber of the Rich. These are pretty equitable. I'll cut the Kavu. All right, one lander with no mana dorks, and our natural order and the payoffs is not going to be good enough, so we'll throw it back. Wasteland red in 6? Oh, you love to see it every time you see it. We'll go ahead and put back Robber of the Rich, because we're going to be on the draw here, so this card's kind of bad. Alright, my opponent might just be like, you know, basic lands gaming, so we might not actually get to Wasteland them, but it's not the end of the world if that happens. I will play around one of their Wastelands by not immediately fetching for a Taiga. We have 2 energy that's going to sit here for the rest of the game and never ever be used, but whatever. Could have maybe let that Ocelot Pride hit me and then like pinged it with Renin 6 instead. It could have been the play. I will go ahead, fetch here. Or do I want my Mystic? Probably want my Elvish Mystic, because Renin 6 is just going to get attacked. Play my Elvish Mystic. Access to 4 mana next turn, or we can do Seasoned Pyromancer plus Wasteland next turn. Bone Crusher coming through, so Ren would have died. We do want to get Renin 6 cooking, though. Let's go ahead and get making our land drops. Ren is such a messed up card. It's just a 2 mana endless source of card advantage if you got fetch lands. Bone Crusher's here. You got it. Flicker their Bone Crusher, get it growing. It's fine by me. I'll go ahead and Surveil here. I'd love a Philia removal spell. Like, I don't need to draw lands. I just have infinite land drops with this Renin 6. We drew another fetch anyway. So over for them. I could just take the Painless land instead. Might be better. I'll take the fetch. We'll get thinning. Me when I thin my library. I'm probably just gonna throw away the Wasteland, actually. I'm gonna keep the red fetch in case I hit a red removal spell here. Alright. Actually, I think I was supposed to throw away one non-land so that we would be able to block for red and 6. Ooh, screaming. Okay, yeah, we might die to the aggro draw. I think we need to make a 1/1 here. At least one or two of them. We will have Nissa to make a huge board state and hopefully stabilize us. No promises on that stabilization. What is my opponent going to do? Nothing with Ophelia. Okay, I'll just take damage. Okay. I will get GT counters if I want them. I'm gonna mess this game up, guys. I get the GT counters if I want them. What do we want to do? Fight some 1/1's life might be a little easier. I can get two GT counters. I don't think it gets me anywhere. Let's rumble here, see what we hit. Because I don't think Nissa gets me anywhere here, because they can just blink my blocker. I could still take my GT counters here. Okay. I will take a basic. I mean, I can cast Vaultborn Tyrant off of Nissa. I don't need more lands. I don't know if we're gonna get there. We can think about it. We're gonna have to, like, chump this turn, I think. Yeah, this is rough. This is not looking great for us. I can chump with the Spyro. They're gonna have a spell specifically. Okay. But then they just blink my Spyro if I equip it. Yeah, I have to keep both of these to play around Ophelia, blinking one of my blockers. It's a tough spot to be in. Next turn we could play Nissa and then, like, equip the GT to the Vigilance token it makes. Yeah. If we can play this Vaultborn Tyrant, it would be awesome. They breed my GT before it becomes an issue. Yeah, that's a good play for them. You know what I should have done? What would have helped is if I rend the Ocelot Pride way back on turn 1 so that I could bolt the Ophelia. And not let the game get carried away. Maybe that was the correct play in hindsight. Goblin Bomba? Yeah, we're just cooked. Because they can blink one of my blockers, deal 7 damage to me, and then kill me with the pings. Let's go ahead and run it back with the same sideboarding. Alright, we're on the play. No lands, unfortunately. Into a few lands. We can throw this Vaultborn Tyrant back. We do need to hit more lands here, but I don't want to go to 5. I can Surveil here, and then I have a removal spell to kind of help bridge me, so I should be okay. Another turn 1 Ocelot Pride, unfortunately. Okay, that's what we want to see. We could choose not to shoot the Ocelot Pride and instead play our GT to be mana efficient. I actually might like do that. We could also play something better than a Pride, even though this thing will make a lot of tokens. Eventually we could just kill it with a GT counter. It's not that crazy. And if we do keep hitting our land drops, we're going to be able to Flame Slash into Gargaroth, into Boiler Bilges, or actually, other order. Flame Slash into Boiler Bilges, impending into Gargaroth. Alright, looks like that's all they have. We are hitting our land drops, which is great, so I'm going to be comfortable Flame Slashing this, because we have another removal spell coming. And then pretty much any draw in our deck is good at that point. Because if we draw a land, then we can play a 5-drop. If we do not draw the land, then we play whatever we draw. If we draw another 5-drop, I jump off a bridge. You know, that's how it works. And there's the Ophelia again, okay. What I got. We'll just Boiler Bilges it, though, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe they can bounce my Boiler Bilges for me. That would be very nice. Flicker Wisp Gaming. Okay. Exile my GT. I don't think that accomplishes anything, but go off opponent. I think it's a Flicker the Flipper Wisp. We're several levels deep on flickering here. Or you have to exile a permanent here. That's funny. Alright, yeah, you can have your mountain back later, I guess. I didn't realize that this was a mandatory trigger, and not a may. Alright, boiler's coming through. We're going to go ahead and hit the Exuberant Shepherd here. And now at this point, we're kind of just stalling until, like, this comes online and we can cast our gigantic 6/6. Alright, welcome back, Basic Mountain. Alright, opponent's got nothing. Let's go ahead, play our Hierarch, we'll equip the GT, and then Lightning Bolt probably take out the Flicker Wisp, unless like they have Flash Creature or something silly. Might just have removal here, which is like fine. I really don't need this Hierarch to carry the GTA in order to win. Yeah, Braid is also like okay. GTA would have been sweet on this board, but like not the end of the world that we don't get it. I'm probably just gonna be bolting this Flicker Wisp here. Looks like they have another removal spell or something. I'm gonna exile my Boiler Bilges? Okay. While they're tapped out and they don't have another Flicker card, because they could, of course, be playing something like Ephemerate, I'm just going to go ahead and take out that Flicker Wisp, because it is clocking me in the air. Of course, Gargaroth blocks it, but who says they don't have more white removal? Their deck is probably stacked with all the good white removal spells. So we just go ahead and play the Elder Timmy here. Just kidding. Unless they Solitude my Hierarch. We'll play whatever we draw. Hey, we drew a land. Here's the Elder Timmy. There's your white removal spell. Like I said, they're stacked with more white removal spells. Surely they're also holding Swords to Plowshares in hand. It would be just my luck. They are! They're offering my Gargaroth like they want to remove it. Or maybe not. Maybe they're just reading it. This is actually not a very common card. This is a card design I actually really like. Like, this card has a lot of words on it, and you might say, wow, this just does anything you want when it attacks, but I kind of like this, because it's always kept in check competitively by the whole Dice to Doomblade argument. It's got no ETB trigger, so yeah, you can make it do a bunch of stuff when it attacks and blocks, and give it Vigilance and Rage and Trample, sure. Why not? It dies to Doomblade. This is going to be a fun, fair, and balanced cube card because your opponent has to have a removal spell for it, and if they don't have a removal spell for a 5-drop, well, then they misplayed. They probably misplayed by solituding my Ignoble Hierarch before. Alright, they do have 6 power to block it, but I will be happily cracking some map tokens to deal with that. Oh, Chain Lightning also works. Well, let's make my boy a 7/7 first. Fanatic on top? Oh, we can put him in the graveyard. Wait, that's free value, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is value. I'm going to draw a card. Cool. Might be a little hasty, but I'm going to go ahead and bolt the Mentor. Just so that nobody gets carried away on that side of the board. And we get a 4/4. Alright, opponent's attacking here. I wonder why. Respiration attack. Maybe they have a Wrath of God. Go ahead and block like this. I don't want this to die to a bolt, which is what I think they might be doing. I'm going to draw a card here. This card also gets the ability when it blocks, which is so good. It's such a good card. If they bolt my Fanatic Aronis here, like, honestly, who cares? It's this 7/7 that needs to survive and go the distance. Unholy Heat, just a smidge short, family. Unless you have a Flame Slash as well, in which case this is worth 3 for 1 removaling yourself in order to get rid of it. It is that good of a card. Nope, not quite. Unfortunately, we're stomping out of frustration here. And to frustrate my opponent more, I had an Orborid. I was going to explore onto it to give the counter to make it like scale even faster. That would have been cool. That was a cool game. Alright, game 2. We are not going to be keeping this one on the draw. This is a lot more reasonable. We have Ignoble Hierarch to fix our mana even. This is sweet. We have two cards that care about lands in our graveyard, so let's go ahead and put one of them back. Right, we can go land Iggy. We can get ready for Ouroborid. Once again, this is probably a really good board for this card if my opponent does not have a removal spell for it. It's going to start pumping all of my mana dorks, which is crazy. Oh my god, we get to go like full elf ball here. So we get to go Elvish Mystic, Fanatic Bonus. Next turn we play Ouroborid. It goes crazy. No blockies. I don't know what you're planning there with that attack, but I'm not playing into it. Vite? Yes, sir. Okay. Hopefully they don't have late removal here. It's also a good card that we can get back with our run in 6. We just drew the perfect cards every time, huh? Let's go ahead and grab our Taiga. Now we can play Ouroborid. Run in 6. Buy back our land. The only issue is they're going to start getting GT counters here. And I'm also going to be very incentivized not to block here so I don't lose my Ouroborid. But, like, do 2 GT counters even stabilize them? They could kill my Iggy, sure. I'm going to let Ren die here. Maybe it was a little hasty for me to play Ren. I just got excited I drew the fetch, so I kind of windmill slammed it. I'm not going to lie. I think maybe I should have thought a little bit more before I did that. They can remove their counters to kill one of my guys here, but I don't think that makes me lose, I'll be honest. Ooh, Flame Slash. Okay. So we can Flame Slash Johnny, we can Flame Slash the Aspirant, because that thing's scaling really hard. Probably Flame Slash the Ajani is the intelligent decision here. I feel like one of the ways they can hold on is with this Planeswalker. Yeah, they could have flipped their Ajani with the Jite in response, but that like doesn't actually accomplish anything. Since I would just attack it and it dies in combat. They can also shrink my Ouroborid, I'm realizing now, to prevent the counters from going out. Oh. Wait, that is really interesting. Oh, I didn't think about that. Jite is a good card, guys. You ever think about how Umezawa's Jite is really good? Oh, that's a good card. I'm actually going to hold back on defense because I need to block this, I guess. Wow, I'm countered by this Jite. That's crazy. Ooh, okay. We got outplayed this game. I think I played poorly. My opponent's the real winner here. Oh, they get to put the counter on it? Yeah. Go off, King. Alright, you know, I don't have removal spells in my deck that hits this. I think we sequenced a little poorly. We could have done a bit better. Could have played the Ren better. I think I'm always slamming the Ouroborid on 3, though. Just could have played the Ren slightly better. So it's going to be blue-white aggro. So we just get like our extra removal spell here. We will keep our robber in while we're on the play. And then run it back. Alright, I'm on the play. Alright, we got a Mox Ruby hand. That's pretty good. And we got Wasteland. Yes. So a 4 mana on turn 2, which we can use to impend our Overlord over here. Wait, Mox coming back. Yep, Mox Pearl in my white deck. You gotta love it. Right. Ooh, yeah, and we get to Wasteland them. That's great. Hey, oh, my own GT. Oh, it's so peak. Get out of here. My opponent has a Johnny. Very good card. Right, we draw a Rumble. That's also quite the good card. Oh, we hit our Ouroborid. Yeah, it's going to be good enough for me to keep. This is a runaway freight train if it doesn't get countered. Countered or removed. We'll go ahead and bolt the Ajani here. Or something else if like a, oh my god, their own GT. Ah! Unfortunate. If I play Boiler Bilges next turn, then I can keep them from having any creatures to equip to, which is good. I'm gonna shoot the Ajani here. I could wait, be disciplined, and like try to shoot whatever they equip GT to next turn. I could do that. Elder Gargrowth, that is a very good one. So I'll play my Ouroborid. I want to play my Ouroborid. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have kept this on top. I'm going to be a minute short now that I think about it. I'm going to play my Overlord. I'll play my Overlord so they cannot equip their GT and get counters going. Yeah, this GT is scary. I think this needed to go in the graveyard, actually. I didn't realize I was losing a mana. That's my bad. I knew I had 5 mana in my head, but I'm losing one to cast the Overlord on curve. Alright, they have no creatures, thankfully. That's like a very lucky break for me, to be honest. It's very lucky. If they have any creature, they play it, they equip their GT, and it's kind of over for me. I don't mind getting countered here. Like, this was probably going to trade 1-for-1 with a removal or a counter spell no matter what. We're getting closer to getting our Overlord active. We're going to be able to slam the Elder Timmy over here. Oh, Minsk and Boo. Another hard counter spell check here. Counter spell check did not succeed. Something like Fractured Identity, which we did see, would absolutely sauce us if they fracture my Minsk and Boo. Alright, yeah, they get to hit my little hamster. It's fine. We get to make a new hamster next turn and have him carry the GT. So he will be quite the kitted out hamster. Oh my god, they have beans. Me when I read the card. Actually, it's a Beanstalk, not a Beanstalk, sorry. My bad. No beans are present. Alright, what do we want to do here? Probably just want to shoot this. So that they don't equip a GT onto it. Then we'll have our own Boiler Bilges. It will carry a GT. GT mirrors are so cool. A lot of controlling the board. I honestly think we made a mistake before when we shot the Ajani so hastily. I think we should have like made them spend their mana equipping GT. Here. I think I'm going to try to just slam Gargaroth after combat. So if we try to equip GT, we get kind of blown out by a removal spell. If we just play Gargaroth, we get blown out by a counter spell. Here they're going to trade, and I'm going to get to resolve my Elder Gargaroth. I'm very happy with that. Note we have Shifting Woodland online. 6 card types in graveyard, so I'm actually going to copy Boiler Bilges next combat. And if they kill this, I'll copy the Gargaroth out of my graveyard. Right. Oh, we get Thick Nissa instead. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw Nissa onto the battlefield. Yep, so go ahead and attack here, draw a card, game's kind of over. And now we can equip the GT even. Wins? Uh-oh. Alright, so I do get some lands. Yeah, it isn't the end of the world. I'm just gonna like untap, make a Boiler Bilges. Alright. On the draw, we might not want Robber. Play it like this. Alright, cool. Sylvan Caryatid into Natural Order. That's an easy bake win right there. They can't interact with Caryatid, so they would need to have a counterspell. Okay, let's just Wasteland my opponent, actually. I see non-basic, I snap off Wasteland. Monkey Brain at work right there. They might have been relying on that colored mana. Okay, let's go ahead and Heath. We will. Oh, actually, we can't fetch a Taiga because we're holding our Taiga. So we would have to fetch a Surveil. I was going to say we either Bolt or Surveil. I don't think we get a choice here. Next turn we play Caryatid. I do want to just keep hitting my land drops, especially if I'm going to sacrifice this to Natural Order. And hopefully they just like tap out and play a 3-drop, so I know I'm safe to Natural Order. We don't have an I win instantly natural order hit. It's either Vaultborn Tyrant or Elder Gargrowth. I'll be going for the Tyrant. Opponent's playing their Philia. I feel like if they just hold up 2 blue mana, then I'm not going to cast my natural order. Yeah, I feel like it's asking to lose, so I'm just gonna pass. And bolt their Philia on their turn. I mean, realistically, I'm just gonna block Philia. Who cares? Alright, so I bolt you. You're not gonna fight over it, understandably. I'll just thin my deck. Alright, and then, like, do I want to chuck something into a counterspell? I probably do, because otherwise they're just going to hold up mana forever. I could do, like, the most innocuous thing of just suspending a Boiler Bilges. Maybe Minskin Boo is just correct here. Because we can hardcast the Boiler Bilges next turn. They, like, obviously have a counter, though, so I know this is getting countered. Also, if I draw something cheap next turn, okay, it goes right back on top. That is very acceptable to me. Next turn, we're going to saturate our mana by casting Boiler Bilges. Unless they tap out, then we'll go for a natural order. Line Sash, you got it. They're holding up double blue. They tap manually, so they might not have counter. They're probably just bluffing it. So let's saturate our mana here. So that means next turn we could draw 3-drop and still natural order. Wait, nope, they had mana drain. Cool. Alright, so my opponent gets a lot of mana here. They can do whatever they want. Alright, and whatever they want is going to be nothing. Classic blue mage behavior. Right, actually, since I have 7 mana here, I'm gonna wait one more turn so I can cast both of these in one turn, because my opponent's putting 0 pressure on me. Obviously, they can start, like, eating things with the Lion Sash, put on some pressure, but, like, this is not killing me. How many permanents are in graveyards anyway? There's 2 more in theirs, there's 2 more in mine. It's quite a bit, actually. So no matter what, something's going to resolve next turn, unless they happen to have 2 counter spells with only 2 blue mana. My opponent's going for max damage. Cool. I'm fine with it. Run and 6. You got it. I'm going to go ahead and cast Minskin Boo first. This 5/5 actually is going to be doing a lot in terms of contesting this 4/4, but I also get to natural order here. Okay, cool. I'm going to get the Vaultborn Tyrant. I could go for Elder Gargrowth instead. But this will give us the immediate I draw a card. Probably better. Immediate and guaranteed. And I guess I'll just block with it. Block Lion Slash. Which I'm very interested in doing, because I just get the copy of it. Oh, I drew Elder Gargrowth. Okay, GG. Game over! Sweet. And they didn't have counterspell here, so it's very unlikely they're going to have it again next turn. So what's cooking in their hand? Is it a green card? That would be very funny if our turn 1 Wasteland absolutely cooked their hand. Solitude's going to come through here. It's understandable. This is dies, not exiles, right? Yeah, so it's dead, unfortunately. Minskin Boo is also going to die here. Luminarch Aspirant's going to make this even bigger. It's understandable. Thinkbuster, sure. Oh, it puts a counter on itself. Interesting. It's going to run and 6 ping it. Tragedy befalls us, boo. Alright. Me when I go to combat. Play my Elder Timmy. I could just start paying them with run and 6. That feels pretty loosey-goosey. Maybe next turn. I'll start just minusing Ren to hit them for 1 damage at a time. They can hold back this Lion Slash and keep eating things. One day I'm going to pronounce this as Lion Sash, not Slash, but today's not that day. Oh, they're going to make this a 6/6, which can scale even bigger. Sure, bestie. Oh, I got a removal spell. Okay. So yeah, I can attack with my Elder Gargaroth here. This will draw a card as it dies. So we'll be ahead in the end. I mean, the Sash is still going to be there, and it's going to be quite big. Maybe I still lose to the Sash, but I think I gotta, like, force the issue at some point. Right? So now it's a 5/5. That's not great. Play Ren in 6. Ren in 6 probably just pings them, and they can't really attack me. Do I have removal for the Lion Sash in my deck? Also not really, right? Yeah, not really. I don't have artifact enchantment removal right here. And my creature removal is red removal, so it's probably not going to line up well. Okay, they can portable hold to get rid of my token. And it's gone forever. And this Lion Sash might just hit me for 20 damage over the next few turns. There's a couple good draws in my deck, like Ouroboros will maybe outscale this over time. Eskia's Chariot is also pretty sweet. This does give me a lot of time to block. Love to draw that Ouroboros. Seasoned Pyromancer is a great draw because it's draw 2. Rumble lets me dig through my whole deck. Yeah, this thing just gets huge. It just gets out of the range of our red removal very quick. Yep. Hey, Stone Forge, yep. Right, yep, Lightning Reeves, you got it. That is a hexproof, shrouded Lion Sash here, and they're going to keep it on defense, sure. I'm going to draw nothing, though, so we're chilling. All right, we're in the Ouroboros waiting room over here. Eventually we'll draw it, and it'll scale to be like a 50-50, and we will kill our opponent. All right, yep, Nadu. Oh no, they've Nadu Lightning Greaves? No. Buddy, that's not okay. All right, my opponent's going to draw 8 cards. Sure. You draw 8 cards. Congrats. Now the question becomes, can they kill me with that decking? I really think that they got this one in the bag, unfortunately. They got the full Nadu pile, which is sweet. Alright, I'm not going to make them do it. They're going to be able to draw 8 cards here. Eventually they'll be able to just overpower my Chariot. They're going to have... Oh, wait, they can equip the Lion Sash onto Nadu. That is a way that they can get like a pretty guaranteed kill. Oogie. Alright, game 3, we're going to be on the play here. A little bit of a wonky hand. Yeah, it's quite wonky. Do I want to mulligan this one? We don't have a green creature for this, and a second green. Sure, we'll mulligan it. We can keep this. We can throw back a 4th land and pass it to our opponent. Right, Skull Clamp Gaming. That's a very messed up card and a very fun one to play with. I really want to draft a Skull Clamp deck on video. Like, Red White Aggro is really good, and you often have tokens in those decks, so Skull Clamp just goes crazy sometimes. Alright, our opponent not presenting any targets for removal, unfortunately. Talisman, sure. That guy, sure. Artifacts and creatures, yeah, they'll enter tapped, all right. Good for you, opponent. And they may equip the Skull Clan. So if I do hit this removal spell, it is not good for us. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead and Forest, Ice Till. Hit this. Oh, hello, Wasteland. That is fantastic. We get to take out 2 of the lands next turn. That's awesome. I'm going to Surveil here. I just finished up my budget challenge. It always messes up my settings, so I had to check whether or not it was auto-ordering on me. Also, hey, buddy, with the channel. Calm down. Calm down, fam. Hey. Hey. Okay, they get a 7-drop. I do not get to wasteland them. I do not get to have fun. Only they get to have fun. This also doesn't hit planeswalkers, so I think I just like legitimately concede to this. Okay. So your deck worked out for Channel. Mine, unfortunately, did not. Channel is rotting in my sideboard. Maybe I just don't know how to build it. We'll probably run it back exactly like this. All right, we went on the play this time. I mean, we got Mox Ruby on the play. I'm going to be pretty inclined to keep that. Let's go ahead and go Forest, Ruby, Ronus. We don't have the crazy payoffs for the mana yet, but we can do Commercial District next turn and hopefully find something by surveilling. Ah, Natural Order. Okay, yeah. I will quite simply Natural Order. Go ahead and grab our Vaultborn Tyrant here. And then when we escape, it's not called escape, eternalize our Fanatic of Ronus, it's also going to draw a card. That's pretty neat. Great, cool. We don't have an untapped land here, unfortunately. I had no land in the bin. We'll surveil here. What other villages? Do I need this guy? Do I want this guy? I'll say no. Got other things to do with our mana eventually. Alright, plus run in 6. Hit you for 6. I don't know, maybe we did want this. Because the thing is, in my head I want to hit land drops so I can get Ice Till Explorer cooking. Channel? Yep. So if they channel in Ulamog again, they might be okay for a little bit. Or by Ulamog I meant Ugin, I just said the wrong thing. We get to gain 3 life and draw a card every turn. We do have this Bolt chilling. Okay. Can bring back Fanatic Baroness as a 4/4 beater. They're gonna channel harder, really? Damn. Okay. Yeah, keep exiling my stuff. Run in 6 goes bye-bye. Okay, yeah. Creatures I control will indeed enter the battlefield tapped. That is correct. Okay. I do want to escape this. I do want to bolt your blocker. And I do want to hit this for 1 damage just to make sure they don't ult it. We just need to attack them. I do have the ability to Shifting Woodland copy my boiler bilges. They probably do not realize that, and that will probably kill them. A lot of probablys involved here. They looked at my Woodland. I think they know. They're adding colorless mana. That is not what I want to see. Woodfall Primus hit my fucking Shifting Woodland. Yeah, they know. They read my card. Is that the end of the world? Because I can Ice Till? Ice Till get it back? Yeah, go, dude, go for my Woodland. No! Okay. Or don't. Oh, Minsk and Boo. Alright. My boy here also has Persist. That's annoying. But if we do copy our guy, tap here, do this, other villages, The damage going face would be enough to kill them, thankfully. Holy moly. Even if they... I think we still had a chance by using Ice Till to recur our land if they decided to blow up the correct land. I don't know, then it gets a lot sketchier. Alright, we're gonna have to win. We're gonna have to win our next game on the draw here, so... Alright, opponent goes first. I have mana acceleration and a wasteland. I'm gonna keep this. I would have loved an untapped green source as well, but you can't have everything in life. I am just gonna wasteland them if they don't have a turn 1 play and reset the game. I always wasteland on the draw if my opponent doesn't have anything turn 1. Booster tutor, cheater. Alright, they will be opening a sealed magic booster pack and be putting one of the cards into their hand. This card is much better in cube than it is in paper because they get a legitimate cube booster here. When I first saw that this card was getting added to the cube, I assumed it would be like one of the paper boosters on Arena, but no, they get 15 cube cards. Pretty good chance to find a piece of power or a very useful, very powerful card in their colors. Ezra Cruel Captain is picked. Cool. Yeah, let's play a commercial disappear, and the next turn we can play these two gamers. We don't need more ramp, though actually second green is probably good to have. In case they remove my Mystic. No, let's say no. Always bottom lands. It's just how it works. Okay. Maybe I just want to rumble here instead of playing my Mystic. It's less likely to die. Because we can just, like, ramp Rumble into Minsc and Boo, and it's a bit less disruptible, because, like, who points a removal spell at the 0-1 spawn? Nobody does that, but lots of people will point removal spells at my Elvish Mystic very happily. Looks like they didn't have instant speed removal from how priority was being passed there. They'll probably be able to cast Tezzy this turn. I'm curious if they will. They do. Do they have an artifact to get? Skull Clamp, you got it. Okay, so let's go ahead and play our boy Minsc and Boo here. Right, and then let's get scaling. Actually, just go big, just go big. Alright, opponent, can you beat Minsc and Boo on the draw? Sidecat Cub, some lands. Yep, they're gonna make him pretty big, but I will be able to Boiler Bilges to kill him. That is exactly 4 damage. It'll be nice and mana efficient to be able to do that next turn. You can also play with the Skull Clamp and turn him into 2 cards, I guess, but I would still kill it. Pretty sure. Yeah, ooh, or I could just, like, play out a bunch of crap. Yeah, since I drew yet another card to play, I'm gonna Flame Slash him instead. You draw the 2 cards, but I'm gonna try to kill you with those cards in hand. You become a 7/7, you guys make me more mana so that I can play Boiler Bilges for full cost next turn. I have the ability to throw Boo at them and draw 7 cards next turn if I really want to. Or if they, I don't know, channel out a Planeswalker again. Channeling out that specific Ugin again would be able to exile either my hamster or Minsc himself. Alright, that's a reanimation on the Sidecat Cub. That's probably just desperation from them, right? I don't imagine this really bringing them into a winning game state anytime soon. Yeah, Skull Clamp on that. Yeah, okay. We'll decline here. Yeah. I throw my hamster at you. Wow. I draw cards, including burn. All right, another 2-1. Every time I record, I seem to get a 2-1. But this was pretty fun. Unfortunate that channel didn't work out, even though it was our pack one pick one, and also like that plan of crop rotation, dark reps. Just we didn't get enough pieces for it. Fair shifting led to into sweet though. I'm really glad that we still had this card in our deck. My opponent just now did have a sweet channel deck, so maybe I'm missing something when I'm trying to draft channel. And there's a cooler way to make it work. Maybe you're supposed to do channel not primarily in green and do like blue and black to support it like they did, though that seems like a little cooked and like I'm never gonna get green mana in cube. But I don't know, the cube's out. The cube's new. It's been out for like a day. So we're all still learning and figuring out, and it's been super fun to draft the cube and figure it out so far.